I'm incredibly excited this evening because we're about to launch the campaign of a Lib Dem candidate, Helen Flynn, who I think is not only an outstanding parliamentary candidate, but is somebody who every political party is actually searching for someone that's got real charisma, that's intelligent, that has got a background in terms of good family life with kids in local schools, and indeed is a working woman as well. And that is really sort of, you know, what most women are doing throughout the country, and Helen embodies it all in one.
How do you think the challenges of the PPC have changed from when you were campaigning to now Helen's campaign? Well,
I think the biggest thing that's changed is basically social media. And indeed, sort of early today, I've been debating exactly that about, you know, sort of parliamentary and party funding. And the fact that social media is now on the scene, big time, and really politics hasn't really adjusted to that fully. We think we have. We think because we've Facebook and Twitter accounts, you know, that somehow we're actually tapping into social media. We're not. Until people actually start to use it as a normal part of communicating with the electorate throughout the periods between elections, then it will not embed in. And that's the big challenge for politicians today, to actually make sure you have that contact, you know, so that people do in fact befriend you on Facebook and you can constantly put messages about what you do. There is an age group of politicians, you know, for whom social media is a tool rather than a way of life. I think people who are in the sort of 16, 18 to 35 year brackets, you know, it is part of their DNA. That's what they do. That's how they keep, you know, sort of in touch. And yet the voting population is largely 35 to 80. And somehow we've got to sort of work in that group to make sure that they feel connected.
Do you think people's awareness of local issues has changed over the years?
Well, in some ways yes, and in some ways no. You see, when I began my political career here in Harrogate, I would call a press conference as the council leader, and there would be 7 different local media outlets there. Including the reporters. If we went for a regional television station, you know, there'd be a crew of 3 coming, you know, to actually deliver material. And then we had the 2 local radio stations arriving as well. So you could actually bombard, you know, local people with local issues because the journalists just could not get enough material. Now all that's gone basically. You know, local radio has become regional radio with some local inputs. Most of the regional papers are now weekly at best. You get very little cover on the dailies because again they're taking much larger packages. So you are relying now on social media, on many of the what I call homegrown television outlets in order to be able to publicise what's happening locally.